मयि सम्भव कर्दमं श्रियं वासय मे कुले मातरं पद्ममालिनीम् आपसृजन्तु स्निग्धानि चिक्लीतवस मे गृहे निजदेवीं मातरं श्रियं वासय मे कुले आर्द्रां पुष्करिणीं पुष्टिं पिङ्गलां पद्ममालिनीं चन्द्रां हिरण्मयीं लक्ष्मीं जातवेदो म आवह आर्द्रां यः करणीं स्वर्णां हेममालिनीं सूर्यां हिरण्मयीं लक्ष्मीं जातवेदो म आवह ताम आवह जातवेदो लक्ष्मीमणपगामिनीं यस्यां हिरण्यं प्रभूतं गावो दास्यो स्वान् विन्देयं पुरुषानहं यश्चुचिः प्रयतो भूत्वा जुषिया आदाजमन्वः सूक्तं पञ्चदशर्चं च श्रीकामः सततं जपेत् सहस्राक्ष भूमिं विश्वतो वृत्वा अत्यतिष्ठद्दशाङ्गुलं पुरुष ये वेदगं सर्वं यद्भूतं यच्च भव्यम् उताम्रतत्त्वस्येशानः यदन्नेनातिरोहति एतावानस्य महिमा अतो जायागस्य पूरुषः पादोऽस्य विश्वभूतानि त्रिपादस्यामृतं दिवि त्रिपादूर्ध्व उदैत्पुरुषः पादोऽस्येहा भवात् पुनः ततो विश्वं व्यक्रामत शासनानशने अभि तस्माद्विराजजायत विराजो अधिपूरुषः सज्जातो अत्यरिच्यत पश्चाद्भूमिमथो पुरः यत् देवा यज्ञवतन्वत वसन्तो अस्यासीदाज्यं ग्रीष्म इद्मः शरद्धविः सप्तास्यासन् परिधयः त्रिसप्तः समिधः कृताः देवा यद्यज्ञं तन्वानाः अभद्रन् पुरुषं पशुं तं यज्ञं बर्हिषि प्रोक्षन्न पुरुषं जातमग्रतः तेन देवा अयजन्त साध्यार्षयश्च ये तस्माद्यज्ञाः सर्वहुतः सम्भृतं पृषदाज्यं पशुगस्तागश्चक्रे वायव्यान् आरण्यान् ग्राम्याश्च ये तस्माद्यज्ञाः सर्वहुतः ऋचः सामानि जग्निरे छन्दागुंसि जग्निरे तस्माद्यजुस्तस्मादजायत तस्मादश्वा अजायन्त ये केचोभयादतः गावो हजग्निरे तस्माज्जाता अजावयः यत्पुरुषं व्यदधुः कतिधा व्यकल्पयन् मुखं किमस्य कौ बाहु कावूरुपादावच्येते ब्राह्मणोऽस्य मुखमासीत् बाहुराजन्यः कृतः ऊरु तदस्य यद्वैश्यः पद्भ्यागुं शूद्रो अजायत चन्द्रमा मनसो जातः चक्षुषु मुखादन्द्रिश्चाग्निश्च प्राणाद्वायुरजायत नाभ्या आसीदन्तरिक्षं शीष्णोद्यौ समवर्तत पद्भ्यां भूमिर्दशश्रोत्रा तथा लोकागुम् अकल्पयन् वेदाहमेतं पुरुषं महान्तम् आदित्यवर्णं तमसस्तु पारे सर्वाणि रूपाणि विचित्य धीरः नामानि कृत्वाभिवदन् यदास्ते धाता पुरस्तादमुदा जहार शक्रप्रविद्वान् प्रतिशस्य तस्रः तमेवं विद्वान् अमृत इह भवति नान्यः पन्था अयनाय विद्यते यज्ञेन यज्ञमयजन्त देवाः तानि धर्माणि प्रथमान्यासन् ते हनाकं महिमानः सचन्ते यत्र पूर्वे साध्या सन्ति देवाः सह नो भुनक्तु सह वीर्यं करवावहे तेजस्विनावधीतमस्तु मा विद्विषावहे ॐ शान्ति शान्ति शान्तिः ॐ सहस्रशीर्षं देवं विश्वाक्षं विश्वशम्भुवं विश्वं नारायणं देवम् अक्षरं परमं पदं विश्वतः परमा नित्यं विश्वं नारायणगुं हरिं विश्वमेवेदं पुरुषस्तद्विश्वमुपजीवति पतिं विश्वस्यात्मेश्वरगुं शाश्वतगुं शिवमच्युतं नारायणं महाज्ञेयं विश्वात्मानं परायणं नारायणपरो ज्योतिरात्मा नारायणः परः नारायणपरं ब्रह्म तत्त्वं नारायणः परः नारायणपरो ध्याता ध्यानं नारायणः परः यच्च किञ्चित् जगत्सर्वं दृश्यते श्रूयतेऽपि वा अन्तर्बहिश्च तत्सर्वं व्याप्य नारायणस्थितः अनन्तमव्ययं कविगुं समुद्रेन्तं विश्वशम्भुवं पद्मकोशप्रतीकाशगुं हृदयं चाप्यधोमुखम् अधोनिष्ट्यावितस्यान्ते नाभ्यामुपरि तिष्ठति ज्वालमालाकुलं भाति विश्वस्यायतनं महतं सन्ततगुं शिलाभिस्तुलं भत्याकोशसन्निभं तस्यान्ते सुशिरगुं सूक्ष्मं तस्मिन् सर्वं प्रतिष्ठितं तस्य मध्ये महानग्निर्विश्वाचर्विश्वतोमुखः सोग्रभुग्विभजन् तिष्ठन्नाहारमजरः कविः तिर्यगूर्ध्वमधस्याहि रश्मयस्तस्य सन्तता सन्तापयति स्वं देहमापादतलमस्तकः तस्य मध्ये वह्निशिखा अनीयोऽध्या व्यवस्थितः नीलतो यतमध्यस्तादुद्युल्लेखेव भास्वरा नीवारशूकवत्तन्वी पीताभा आस्वत्यनूपमा तस्या शिखाया मध्ये परमा आत्मा व्यवस्थितः स ब्रह्मः स शिवः स हरिः सेन्द्रः सोऽक्षरः परमस्वराट् ऋतगुं सत्यं परब्रह्म पुरुषं कृष्णपिङ्गलम् ऊर्ध्वरेतं विरूपाक्षं विश्वरूपाय वै नमो नमः ॐ नारायणाय विद्महे वासुदेवाय धीमहि तन्नो विष्णुप्रचोदयात् कर्णेभिः शृणुयाम देवाः भद्रं पश्येमाक्षभिर्यजत्राः स्थिरैरङ्गे सुष्ठुवागुं स्वस्ति नोभिः व्यशेम देवहितं यदायुः स्वस्ति न इन्द्रो वृद्धश्रवाः स्वस्ति नः पूषा विश्ववेदाः स्वस्ति नस्थारक्षो अरिष्ठनेमिः स्वस्ति नो बृहस्पतिर्दधातु ॐ शान्तिः 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 हरिः ओम् ॐ नमस्ते गणपतये त्वमेव प्रत्यक्षं तत्त्वमसि त्वमेव केवलं हर्तासि त्वमेव केवलं धर्तासि त्वमेव सर्वं खल्विदं ब्रह्मासि त्वं साक्षादात्मासि नित्यं ऋतं वच्मि सत्यं वच्मि अवत्वं माम् अववक्तारम् अवश्रोतारम् अवदातारम् अवधातारम् अवानुचानोमवशिष्यम् अवपश्चातात् अवपुरस्तात् अवोत्तरातात् अवदक्षिणातात् अवचोर्ध्वातात् अवाधरातात् तो मां पाहि पाहि समन्तात् त्वं वाङ्मयस्त्वं चिन्मयः त्वमानन्दमयस्त्वं ब्रह्ममयं तं सच्चिदानन्दादितियोऽसि तं प्रत्यक्षं ब्रह्मासि तं ज्ञानमयो विज्ञानमयोऽसि सर्वं जगदिदं तत्तो जायते सर्वं जगदिदं तत्तष्टिष्ठति सर्वं जगदिदं त्वयि लयमेशति सर्वं जगदिदं त्वयि प्रत्येति तं भूमिरापो नलो निनो नभः तं चत्वारि वा आक्पदानि तं गुणत्रयातीतः तं अवस्थात्रयातीतः तं देहत्रयातीतः तं कालत्रयातीतः तं स्थितोऽसि नित्यं तं शक्तित्रयात्मकः त्वां योगिनो ध्यायन्ति नित्यं तं ब्रह्मा त्वं विष्णुस्त्वं रुद्रस्त्वम् इन्द्रस्त्वम् अग्निस्त्वं वायुस्त्वं सूर्यस्त्वं चन्द्रमास्त्वं ब्रह्मा भूर्भुवः स्वरों गणादीं पूर्वमुच्चार्य वर्णादींस्तदनन्तरं नुस्त्वारः परतरः अध्येन्दुलसितं तारेण रुद्धम् एतत्त्वमनुस्वरूपं ककारः पूर्वरूपम् अकारो मध्यमरूपम् अनुस्वारश्चान्त्यरूपं विन्दुरत्तररूपं नादस्सन्धानं सगुंहिता सन्धिः सैषा गणेशविद्या गर्करिषि दृशद्गायत्रिछन्दः महागणपतिर्देवता ॐ गङ्गणपतये नमः एकदन्ताय विद्महे वक्रतुण्डाय धीमहि तन्नो दन्तिः प्रचोदयात् एकदन्तं चतुर्हस्तं पाशमं कुशधारिणं रदं च वरदं हस्तिर्बिभ्राणं मूषकध्वजं रक्तं लम्बोदरं शूर्पकर्णकं रक्तवाससं रक्तगन्धानुलिप्ताङ्गं रक्तपुष्पे सपूजितं भक्तानुकम्पिनं देवं जगत्कारणमच्युतम् आविर्भूतं च सृष्ट्यादौ प्रकृते पुरुषा परम् एवं ध्यायति यो नित्यं स योगी योगिनां वरः नमो व्रातपतये नमो गणपतये नमः प्रमथपतये नमस्ते अस्तु लम्बोदरायैकदन्ताय विघ्नविनाशिने शिवसुताय श्रीवर्धमूर्तये नमः एतदथर्वशीर्षं योधिते स ब्रह्मभूयाय कल्पते स सर्वविघ्नैर्न बाध्यते स सर्वत्र सुखमेधते स पञ्चमहापापा प्रमुच्यते सायमधीयानो दिवसकृतं पापं नाशयते प्रातरधीयानो रातकृतं पापं नाशयते सायं प्रातः प्रयुञ्चानो पापो भवति सर्वत्राधीयानोपविघ्नो भवति धर्मार्थकाममोक्षं च विन्दति इदमथर्वशीर्षं शिष्याय न देयं यो यदि मोहात् दास्यति स पापीयां भवति सहस्रावर्तनाद्यं यं काममधीते तं तमनेन साधयेत् अनेन गणपतिमभिषिञ्चति स वाग्मी भवति चतुर्थ्या मनस्सं जपति स विद्यावान् भवति इत्यथर्वणवाक्यं ब्रह्माद्यावरणं विद्यान् बिभीति कदाचनेति यो दूर्वां कुरैर्यजति स वैश्रवणोपमो भवति यो लाजैर्यजति स यशोवान् भवति स मेधावान् भवति यो मोदकसहस्रेण यजति स वाञ्छितफलमवाप्नोति यस्साजसमिद्भिर्यजति स सर्वं लभते अष्टो ब्राह्मणां सम्यग्राहयित्वा सूर्यवर्चस्वी भवति सूर्यगृहे महानद्यां प्रतिमासन्निधो वाचक्त्वा सिद्धमन्त्रो भवति महाविघ्ना प्रमुच्यते महादोषा प्रमुच्यते महाप्रत्युवाया प्रमुच्यते महापापा प्रमुच्यते स सर्वविद्भवति य एवं वेद इत्युपनिषत् ओम शांति 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 हरिः ओम सहस्रपादाक्षिशूरो हस्तं सहस्रकोटि युगधारिणे नमः।
बोले गणपति भगवान की जय। पवन सुत हनुमान की जय। सियावर रामचंद्र की जय। श्री वृंदावन बिहारी लाल की जय। ओम नमश्चंदिका। वक्रतुंड महाकाय सूर्यकोटि समप्रभा निर्विघ्नं कुरु मे देव सर्वकार्येषु सर्वदा। गजाननं भूतगणादिसेवितं कपित्तजम्बो फलचारुभक्षणम् उमासुतं शोकविनाशकारकं नमामि विघ्नेश्वर पादपङ्कजं। जय 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 गणनायक। जय जय विघ्न विनाशक।
जय जय गणनायक। जय जय विघ्न विनाशक।
हे शुभ मंगलदायक विद्या बुद्धि प्रदायक।
हे शुभ मंगलदायक विद्या बुद्धि प्रदायक।
गजवदना गौरी नंदन।
गजवदना गौरी नंदन।
गजवदना गौरी नंदन।
गजवदना गौरी नंदन।
गंगाधर शिव शंभो नंदन।
गंगाधर शिव शंभो नंदन।
जय 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 गणनायक। जय जय विघ्न विनाशक।
जय जय गणनायक। जय जय विघ्न विनाशक।
जय जय विघ्न विनाशक। जय जय विघ्न विनाशक। बोले गणपति भगवान की जय। ओम श्री सूर्याय नमः। ओम श्री सूर्याय नमः। ओम श्री सूर्याय नमः। ओम प्रभाकराय विद्महे दिवाकराय धीमहि तन्नो सूर्यः प्रचोदयात्। ॐ आदित्याय विद्महे मार्तण्डाय धीमहि तन्नो सूर्यः प्रचोदयात्। ॐ अश्वध्वजाय विद्महे पद्महस्ताय धीमहि तन्नो सूर्यः प्रचोदयात्। श्री सूर्याय नमः, आदित्याय नमः, श्री सूर्याय नमः, आदित्याय नमः। ॐ नमो भगवते श्री सूर्याय नमः। ॐ नमो भगवते श्री सूर्याय नमः। ॐ नमो भगवते श्री सूर्याय नमः।
ॐ नमो भगवते श्री सूर्याय नमः।
श्री सूर्याय नमः, आदित्याय नमः,
श्री सूर्याय नमः, आदित्याय नमः।
आदित्याय नमः, दिवाकराय नमः,
आदित्याय नमः, दिवाकराय नमः।
दिवाकराय नमः, प्रभाकराय नमः,
दिवाकराय नमः, प्रभाकराय नमः।
ॐ नमो भगवते श्री सूर्याय नमः। ॐ नमो भगवते
श्री सूर्याय नमः।
श्री सूर्याय नमः, आदित्याय नमः, आदित्याय नमः, दिवाकराय नमः। श्री सूर्याय नमः, आदित्याय नमः, आदित्याय नमः, दिवाकराय नमः। बोले सूर्य नारायण स्वामी की जय। ॐ नमो भगवते वासुदेवाय। ॐ नमो भगवते वासुदेवाय। ॐ नमो भगवते वासुदेवाय। ॐ वसुदेवसुतं देवं कंसचाणूरमर्दनं देवकी परमानन्दं कृष्णं वन्दे जगद्गुरुम्। अधरं मधुरं वदनं मधुरं नयनं मधुरं हसितं मधुरम्। अधरं मधुरं वदनं मधुरं
नयनं मधुरं हसितं मधुरम्।
हृदयं मधुरं गमनं मधुरं मधुराधिपतेरखिलं मधुरम्।
मधुराधिपतेरखिलं मधुरम्।
वचनं मधुरं चरितं मधुरं वसनं मधुरं वलितं मधुरं चरितं मधुरं भ्रमितं मधुरं मधुराधिपतेरखिलं मधुरं
मधुराधिपतेरखिलं मधुरम्।
वेणु मधुरो रेणु मधुरः पाणिर्मधुरः पादो मधुरो नृत्यं मधुरं साख्यं मधुरं मधुराधिपतेरखिलं मधुरम्।
मधुराधिपतेरखिलं मधुरम्।
गीतं मधुरं पीतं मधुरं भुक्तं मधुरं सूक्तं मधुरं रूपं मधुरं तिलकं मधुरं मधुराधिपतेरखिलं मधुरं मधुराधिपतेरखिलं मधुरं मधुराधिपतेरखिलं मधुरं मधुराधिपतेरखिलं मधुरं। प्रेम से बोलो श्री कृष्णचंद्र भगवान की जय। श्री राम श्री राम श्री राम श्री राम श्री राम। रामाय रामभद्राय रामचंद्राय वेधसे रघुनाथाय नाथाय सीताय पतये नमः। श्री रामचंद्र कृपालु भजु मन हरन भव भय दारु नव कंज लोचन कंज मुख कर कंज पद कंजारुणम। श्री राम श्री राम श्री राम। कंदर्प अगणित अमित छवि नवनील नीरज सुंदरम पथपीत मानहु तरित रुचि सुचि नौमि जनक सुतावरम। श्री राम श्री राम भजु दीन बंधु दिनेश दानव दैत्य वंशनी रघुनंद आनंद खंद कौशल छंद दशरथ नंदनम। श्री राम श्री राम श्री राम। सिर मुकुट कुंडल तिलक चारु उदार अंग विभूषणम आजानुभुज सर चाप धर संग्राम जित कर दूषणम। श्री राम श्री राम श्री राम। इति वदति तुलसीदास शंकर शेष मुनि मनरंजनम मम हृदय कंज निवास कुरु कामादि खल दल गंजनम। श्री राम श्री राम श्री राम श्री राम श्री राम श्री से बोलो सियापति रामचंद्र भगवान की जय। अतुलित बलधामं हेमशैलाबतेहं धनुजवन कृशानुं ज्ञानिनामृगगण्यं सकलगुणनिधानं वानराणामधीशं रघुपतिप्रियभक्तं वातजातं मनोजवं मारुततुल्यवेगं जितेन्द्रियं बुद्धिमतां वरिष्ठं वातात्मजं वानरयोत्तमुख्यं श्रीरामदूतं शरणं प्रपद्ये। श्रीरामदूतं शरणं प्रपद्ये। वीरमारुति गम्भीरमारुति वीरमारुति गम्भीरमारुति वीर मारुति गंभीर मारुति
वीर मारुति गंभीर मारुति
वीर मारुति गंभीर मारुति वीर मारुति गंभीर मारुति
वीर मारुति गंभीर मारुति
दास मारुति रामदास मारुति दास मारुति रामदास मारुति वीर मारुति गंभीर मारुति
वीर मारुति गंभीर मारुति
भक्त मारुति परम भक्त मारुति
भक्त मारुति परम भक्त मारुति
भक्त मारुति परम भक्त मारुति वीर मारुति गंभीर मारुति
वीर मारुति गंभीर मारुति
गंभीर मारुति गंभीर मारुति गंभीर मारुति गंभीर मारुति। प्रेम से बोलो श्री पवन सुत हनुमान की जय। ओम दुम दुर्गाय नमः। डिवाइन मदर दुर्गा लक्ष्मी सरस्वती, Durga इच्छा शक्ति, मदर ऑफ विल पावर, माँ लक्ष्मी देवी क्रिया शक्ति, मदर ऑफ ऑल bliss happiness, माँ सरस्वती देवी विद्या शक्ति, मदर knowledge, purity, sweet voice, and we ask her blessings on all of you today. Many of our children in university are going through exam times. We ask that you devote yourself to the feet of Ma Saraswati, and she bless all of you with success. Om Jayanti Mangala Kali भद्रकाली कपालिनी दुर्गा क्षमा
शिवा धात्री स्वाहा स्वधा नमोस्तुते।
जय त्वं देवी चामुण्डे जय भूतारतिहारिणी जय सर्वगते देवी
कालरात्रि
श्री दुर्गा माता की जय। ओम श्री महालक्ष्म्ये नमः। ओम श्री महालक्ष्म्ये नमः। ओम श्री महालक्ष्म्ये नमः। ओम लक्ष्मी करोतु कल्याणम् आरोग्यं सुख संपदा मम शत्रु विनाशाय दीप ज्योतिर्नमोस्तुते। नमस्ते अस्तु महामाया
श्रीपीते सुरपूजिते शङ्खचक्र गदाहस्ते महालक्ष्मी नमोस्तुते।
प्रेम से बोलो श्री महालक्ष्मी माता की जय। ओम श्री सरस्वत्यै नमः। ओम श्री सरस्वत्यै नमः। ओम श्री सरस्वत्यै नमः। या कुन्देन्दुतुषारहारधवला या शुभ्रवस्त्रावृता या वीणावरदण्डमण्डितकरा या श्वेतपद्मा आसना या ब्रह्माच्युतशङ्कर प्रभृतिभिर्देवैः सदा वन्दिता सा मां पातु सरस्वती भगवती निशेषजाध्यापः। प्रेम से बोलो श्री सरस्वती माता की। नारायणी नमोस्तुते। नारायणी नमोस्तुते। नारायणी नमोस्तुते। नारायणी नमोस्तुते। नारायणी
नमोस्तुते। नारायणी नमोस्तुते।
ओ नारायणी नमोस्तुते। नारायणी नमोस्तुते। नारायणी नमोस्तुते।
नारायणी नमोस्तुते।
सर्वमङ्गलमाङ्गल्ये शिवे सर्वार्थ साधिके शरण्ये त्र्यम्बके गौरी नारायणी नमोस्तुते। नारायणी नमोस्तुते।
नारायणी नमोस्तुते।
शंख चक्र गदा शंखा गृहीता परमायुधे
शंख चक्र गदा शंखा गृहीता परमायुधे
प्रसिद्ध वैष्णवी रूपे नारायणी नमोस्तुते। नारायणी नमोस्तुते। नमोस्तुते नारायणी
नमोस्तुते
नारायणी नमोस्तुते नारायणी नमोस्तुते बोले जगदम्बिका माता की जय बोले शंकर भगवान की जय We now bow to Mahadev Bhagwan, the primary deity of our temple, the presiding deity of our temple, who in his formless form comes to us in the form of Shiva. He's Brahman himself, but as we explained to you many times, Brahman, the formless form of the Lord, it is very difficult to perceive a formless form. It is very difficult to think about something formless. So what did the Lord do? The Lord allowed us to, He manifested, He came in these forms to allow us to focus on them. If I tell you to focus on God, but you haven't seen a form, how are you going to do that? Shivji, he has no birthday. Shivratri is not his birthday. And he has no day that he left this world. Right? He is Jagat Guru, Jagat Pita, and Paramatma, Parameshwar himself. Today we bow to him. In this temple, I say we would call this a Shaiva temple. Most of the things that we do here are dedicated to Shiv Bhagwan. And this morning, as usual on Sunday mornings, we chant the Linga Ashtakam. Worshipping the Lingam is nothing new for Hindus. Every one of our home, I assume, or I would hope you have a lingam of some kind. Not a plastic one like, a nice a stone or a metal or a spatika, whatever you have. Something that you can do a little sadhana on a daily basis. Throw a little water, chant Om Namah Shivaya. Why is it important to worship the lingam? Ashtaradidra Vinashakalingam. Bhagwan Shivji, by worshipping the lingam, what he does, he destroys the 8 forms of poverty in our life. Poverty, I've said this so many times, but say it again. Poverty is not limited to the people who don't eat or who don't have money in life. That's a form of poverty. But you'll find in many cases people who don't have a lot of physical, material things, they're very happy. They're very content. Deep down within, they're content, they're happy, and they're smiling. Right? We have to smile more, including me. We all have to give a little bit smile to everybody. You'll find that, maybe they're suffering from some loss of something or they don't have much, but they're still happy. So is that really poverty? So the Ashtaraddaridra that is described in our scripture are lack of 8 things. We've talked about them, but think about the things that a human being need in their life to live a blissful life. You need good friends. You need good friends. You need friends. You need good friends. Good friends are the ones who are going to look out for you. Good friends are the ones who are always thinking about your welfare. Right? Daridra or poverty is when you lack good friends. It's when you have many friends, but when you lack good friends. Daridra is when you lack the involvement in satsang. Poverty is when man have lost their way to God. We can find a pathway to many, many places in this world. Use a GPS, use a map, use a computer. You can sit here and you can pull up any city in India, Germany, Turkey, wherever it is, and you can have a visual look of it. But we have lost our way to Bhagwan. We don't know how to find him, so that's why we're trying every day to find that path, that roadway to him. Poverty is when we have everything, but we don't have God as our Sakha, as our friend, when we have lost our way to our Bhagwan. This Tuesday coming on our Tuesday evening satsang, we are starting a discussion called Naudha Bhakti. We're starting a discussion called Naudha Bhakti, the 9 forms of devotion. And we're going to, in the 9 forms of devotion, talk about 9 devotees who had these types of devotion. According to Ramayana, not according to Bhagavatam. Bhagavatam has Naudha Bhakti, Shravanam, Kirtanam, Vishnu, Smaranam, Parasevanam. But Ramayana has Naudha Bhakti as well, as Bhagwan Ram told Shivali. 9 forms of devotion. And we're going to talk about each devotee who had the first form of devotion, a devotee who had the second form of devotion, so that we can compare it to ourselves. And it'll be interesting to see, how these devotees, just by listening, how they found their way in life. Daridra, poverty, is when we do not have any of these 9 forms of devotion. Pratama Bhakti Santanakara Sangha, are we serving the good? Dusari Bhakti Mama Katha Prasangha. The second form told us about listening to the Katha of Hanuman, of Ram Bhagwan. Hanumanji always made time to listen to the Katha of the Lord. Are we making the time? So we'll start that, but for this morning, worshipping the Lingam destroys those forms of poverty, which means that as Hindus, as human beings in general, we should not live in poverty, right? We should not live in poverty. We are the highest form of creation on this planet, higher than the animals, higher than the dogs. They're living comfortable lives. They're always happy. They actually, we get a dog or a cat these days to bring us happiness. Look how reverse it has become. So are we really the highest class of life on this earth? It's debatable, but we have to start behaving like that. So Shiv Bhagwan worshipping his lingam, which we do every morning, every Sunday morning and Monday, every day. But Sunday morning, the Rudrabhishek starts, puja and things starts 8:30. Most please come a little early, you'll see, or you can join in the puja as well. Monday evening, we do the full Rudrabhishekam as well, starting from 6:30 p.m. So we hope you can join sometimes as you, and in your own way, worship Lord Shiva. Let us give our devotion to the Lord this morning. Om Namah Shivaya. Om Namah Shivaya. Om Namah Shivaya. Vande Deva Umapatim Suragurum. Vande Jagat Karanam.
Vande Pannagabhushanam Mrigadharam. Vande Pashunapatim. Vande Surya Shashankavahranayanam. Vande Mukunda Priyam. Vande Bhaktijana Shreyancha Varadam. Vande Shivam Shankaram. Shantam Paramasanasam Shashidhara Mukutam Panchavadram Trinetram Shulam Vajram Chighatam Parishubhavayadam Dakshinange Mahatam Nagam Pasham Chighantam Damarukha Sahitam Chakusham Vamabhage Nalalankarayuktam Svatikamadnibham Parvati Namami.
Om Namah Shivaya. शिवाय। बोले शंकर भगवान की। ब्रह्म मुरारी सुराचितलिंगम निर्मल भाषित शोभित लिंगम।
निर्मल भाषित शोभित लिंगम। जन्मज रोग विनाशक लिंगम। जन्मज रोग विनाशक लिंगम। तत् प्रणमामि सदा शिवलिंगम। तत् प्रणमामि सदा शिवलिंगम। देवमुनि प्रवराचित लिंगम। कामदहन करुणाकर लिंगम। रावण दर्प विनाशक लिंगम। तत् प्रणमामि सदा शिवलिंगम। तत् प्रणमामि सदा शिवलिंगम। सर्वसुगन्ध सुरेपित लिंगम। बुद्धि विवर्धन कारक लिंगम। सिंहसुरासुर वन्दित लिंगम। तत् प्रणमामि सदा शिवलिंगम। तत् प्रणमामि सदा शिवलिंगम। अनंत महाबलिभूषित लिंगम। परिपतिवेशित शोभित लिंगम। भस्मसुरार्य विनाशक लिंगम। तत् प्रणमामि सदा शिवलिंगम। तत् प्रणमामि सदा शिवलिंगम। कुङ्कुमचन्दन लेपित लिंगम। पंकजहार सुशोभित लिंगम। संचित पाप विनाशक लिंगम। तत् प्रणमामि सदा शिवलिंगम। तत् प्रणमामि सदा शिवलिंगम। देवगणार्चित सेवित लिंगम। भावर भक्ति भिरेवच लिंगम। दिनकर कोटि प्रभाकर लिंगम। तत् प्रणमामि सदा शिवलिंगम। तत् प्रणमामि सदा शिवलिंगम। अष्टदलो परिवेशित लिंगम। सर्वसमुद्भवकारण लिंगम।
अष्टदरिद्र विनाशक लिंगम। तत् प्रणमामि
सदा शिवलिंगम। तत् प्रणमामि सदा शिवलिंगम।
तत् प्रणमामि सदा शिवलिंगम। तत् प्रणमामि सदा शिवलिंगम।
तत् प्रणमामि सदा शिवलिंगम। तत् प्रणमामि सदा शिवलिंगम।
तत् प्रणमामि सदा शिवलिंगम। तत् प्रणमामि सदा शिवलिंगम। बोले उमापति महादेव की जय। We'll have Archana now or Prasadam. Everybody who brought prasad, flowers and whatever, can come on the altar, go around and offer, make that offering. If you need to purchase any flowers, you can visit the puja store, and they're open for that. Thank you. We'll have bhajans while this is happening.
राम नाम तारकं सराबा जोरे राम नाम तारकं सराबा जोरे सराबा जोरे सराज पोरे सराबा जोरे सराज पोरे राम नाम तारकं सराबा जोरे राम नाम तारकं शशिशेखरनन्दना वन्दे गणपति विघ्न विनाशन हे लम्बोदर गजानना जो ध्यावे वांछित फल पावे जो ध्यावे वांछित फल पावे
Bole Shankar Bhagavan ki. Let us sit up for a few moments of meditation, everybody. Please let your back be straight, whether you're sitting on the floor, chair, wherever. Your shoulders relaxed. Palms resting on your knee, facing upward. Jnana Mudra. We take an image of the divine. As we close our eyes, you let that image be centered in your gaze. Let's practice some simple pranayam. Inhale with your nostrils, exhale with your mouth, chanting Om. Mahamrityunjaya mantra. Om Trambakam Yajamahe Sugandhim Pushti Vardhanam Urvarukmeva Vandana Mrityormokshayamamritatyom Trambakam Yajamahe Sugandhim Pushtivardhanam Urvarukmeva Vandana Mrityormokshayamamritatyom Trambakam Yajamahe Sugandhim Pushtivardhanam Urvarukmeva Vandana Mrityormokshayamamritatyom Namaste astu Bhagavan Vishveshwaraya Mahadevaya Trayambakaya Tripurantakaya Trikalagnikalaya Kalagnirudraya Neelakantaya Mrityunjayaya Sarveshwaraya Sadashivaya Shriman Mahadevaya Namaha. Let's take a few moments to be in silence, sitting still and with your gaze fixed at the center of your forehead, focusing on an image of the divine. गायत्री जपम। ओम भूर्भुवस्वः तत्सवितुर्वरेण्यं भर्गो देवस्य धीमहि धियो यो नः प्रचोदयात्। ॐ भूर्भुवस्वः तत्सवितुर्वरेण्यं भर्गो देवस्य धीमहि धियो यो नः प्रचोदयात्। ॐ भूर्भुवस्वः तत्सवितुर् ओम शांति शांति शांति। हरि ओम। प्रेम से बोलो उमापति महादेव की जय। श्रीरापति रामचंद्र भगवान की जय। श्री वृंदावन बिहारी लाल की जय। जय जय राधा रमन हरि बोल। 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 जय जय राधा रमन हरि बोल।
जय जय राधा रमन हरि बोल। जय जय राधा रमन हरि बोल।
जय जय राधा रमन हरि बोल। जय जय राधा रमन हरि बोल। जय जय राधा
रमन हरि बोल। जय जय राधा रमन हरि बोल।
जय जय राधा रमन हरि बोल।
जय जय राधा रमन हरि बोल।
जय जय राधा रमन हरि बोल।
जय जय राधा रमन हरि बोल।
जय जय राधा रमन हरि बोल। जय जय राधा रमन हरि बोल।
जय जय राधा रमन हरि बोल। जय जय राधा रमन हरि बोल।
मन तेरे बोले राधे कृष्णा। तन तेरे बोले राधे कृष्णा। तन तेरे बोले राधे कृष्णा। तन तेरे बोले
राधे कृष्णा।
जीव तेरे बोले राधे कृष्णा। मुख से निकले राधे कृष्णा। मुख से निकले
राधे कृष्णा।
जय जय राधा रमन हरि बोल। जय जय राधा रमन हरि बोल। जय जय राधा रमन हरि बोल। जय राधा रमण हरि बोल।
जय जय राधा रमण हरि बोल।
जय जय राधा रमण हरि बोल। जय जय राधा
रमण
हरि बोल। जय जय राधा रमण हरि बोल। जय जय राधा रमण हरि बोल। जय जय
राधा रमण हरि बोल। जय जय राधा रमण हरि बोल।
जय जय राधा रमण हरि बोल।
जय जय राधा रमण हरि बोल।
जय जय राधा रमण हरि बोल।
जय जय राधा रमण हरि बोल।
जय जय राधा रमण हरि बोल। जय जय राधा रमण हरि बोल। जय जय राधा
रमण हरि बोल।
जय जय राधा
रमण हरि बोल।
जय जय राधा रमण हरि बोल। जय जय राधा रमण हरि बोल। जय जय राधा रमण हरि बोल। जय जय राधा रमण हरि बोल। बोले राधा कृष्ण भगवान की जय। Once a man was sitting at the bank of the river, and he saw an entire chest with treasures. He saw an entire a chest with treasures, with jewelry floating. And able to swimming distance, so he wanted to, get all the treasures in there. And he can see from a distance that the chest with the treasures were, water were trying to seep inside, so it was partly trying to go down. So he took off his whatever and he jumped right into the water and he started to swim. And as he was swimming, he found that he's getting out of breath. But he says, no way, I'm not giving up. I'm going after this chest of treasures. And so he was willing to go above and beyond his limitations to just get a chest of treasures. Well, I say just get it, but he was risking his life to get a chest of treasures. So when he went, he finally got his hands, got onto the box, and there it was. He grabbed onto it. And in some little way, while in the water, he celebrated. He looked up, and every one of us think God is upstairs. So he said, God, thank you. I got my chest of treasure. And if you know how to swim, right, you got to now, you hold on to something, you got to swim with one hand now to get to the shores. And as he was swimming with his one hand to get to the shore, water started to seep into the box of treasures. There was valuable things there. Apparently there was a shipwreck or something. And lots of jewelries were there, pearls and all the expensive things. So then he saw water going in, and he's in the deep. So he starts to paddle, swim his hands very quickly. And he found that the water is filling it up more quick. So he started to swim. And when he could make it more, the water went totally into the chest of treasures. It now starts to sink. As it was sinking, he held both hands onto the chest, the box, and he's going down with it. And he's going down with it with the hope that, he will make his way up back. But it was very deep. And so he held down. He says, no, this is my wealth, and I'm not going to let it go. And he went down and down. And when he went down to the level where his body couldn't support it anymore, he had to let go. And when he let go of it, came up back. And he looked up, and the same God that he was thanking before for the treasures, the same God he starts to now tell off. Why, it's your fault. Why didn't you let this happen to me? A few minutes ago, he was praising the Lord for just landing his hand on something. And now he's angry with the God for not getting that very thing that he landed his hands on. Right? So he swam back to the shores and he sat and he was crying. He was in deep sorrows. And a wise man was passing by. Wise man says, son, what is the problem? You have to be extremely sad to be in a state like this. He says, yes. And he explained the whole story, what happened. And the wise man said to him, well, here's the way I see it. I think, in my opinion, you are in sorrows and you're grieving for something which was not yours in the first place. You're grieving for something which was not yours in the first place. That box of chest, that chest of jewelries rather, that was there, were not yours, or somebody else's. But it did so much, it was so great in luring you to think that it is yours. Stop grieving for something that's not yours or that wasn't yours in the first place. Grieving in life happens at many levels. When we lose someone, we grieve. When we lose something temporarily, sometimes we grieve. Very, very natural for that to happen. But when we go back and look for our treasures, the treasures that we are fighting and grieving for a lot, they were never ours in the first place, and they are not ours, no matter what possession you have over them. This morning we'll talk a little bit about the treasures of life. What are your treasures? Is it the thing that you're wearing right now? Or is it the thing you have parked up in the parking lot there? Or are the things, whatever you store them? What are our treasures in life? Think about a treasure, something that adds value to your life, not value to your body. A treasure, according to our Tattva Bodha or our Hindu philosophy, is something that adds value to your life, not to your body. Right? A watch, how expensive it is, maybe, whatever brand we wear these days and thing. I don't know if people wear a wristwatch these days. You guys wear a wristwatch? Everybody has a phone. Vishal, you don't wear a wristwatch. You gotta be a gentleman, man. Nara, you wear a wristwatch? Ganesh, you don't wear a wristwatch either? Man. Can you wear a wristwatch? You gotta be on time. Yeah. You gotta wear a wristwatch. Nalini, you wear a wristwatch? No. What happened? Because we all have a phone. You see this thing? I remember I told you the other day, it has replaced so many things. It replaced the camera, it replaced the computer, it replaced your mommy and daddy, and it all will repair your wristwatch. Right? I was looking at a video last night, and somebody was, because I'm very interested in this thing here, how much it has replaced in life. And it was a comedy show. And it says that this phone is actually closer to us than our relatives. You know that? How often do you check in with your relatives? This phone is closer than your mom and dad. Oh no, me mom and dad? That mean me mom and dad in me life, that me heart. No, this phone is closer to you than that. Do you check in every 30 seconds with your mom and dad? Most people check in with their phone. Nothing is wrong, no beep, nothing. But they pull it up and they say, let me see you're going up and hard. What are you talking about? We see here, so home by the Ghana man there. You know, get people, whatever going on. All right, let me see who else. We check in with it so much more than we check in with our mom and dad or our grandpa, grandma. So this phone here is closest to us. What did I tell you the other day? We sometimes forget our children at home, but we don't forget the phone, right? So they put everything here now for you to. Now, do you know there's phone puja these days? There's an app they built, so you can add the Ganesha comes up and the Arti comes up and the Agarbati comes up and the Bilwa Patra comes up, and you sit down there and you watch everything. Bil Patram Samarpayami. I'm like, what is this? No, we can't sell Bilwa Patra. Everything is in the phone, right? So it has replaced everything. Is this our treasure? I think the time that we're living in today, it is our treasure. But I still like my wristwatch. I'm a little old-fashioned. I've had one for 25 years, and now I don't know the battery done broke or what, but I start wearing a new one. Anyways, what are our treasures? Right? Some people will say the spectacle is a treasure, and we are so proud of the price of our glasses today, right? So proud of the prices. You know what I'm wearing? I'm wearing Tom Ford and this and that Ford. I hope you know I wear Doc Ford, because that's not a good Ford, right? So we're so proud of our glasses, and you know what it is? We have very, very expensive glasses today. An average person spend minimum $800 to $1,000 on a pair of glasses. Not because they will have better vision, because the same glasses we're wearing, more expensive glass, our vision is very less. I'm not talking about what you can see. I'm talking about your vision of life. The bigger the television, the smaller the human vision. The more expensive the specs, the smaller your vision. What are we, killing ourselves behind? What are our treasures in life? And that's what I want to briefly talk to you about today. We just finished chapter 5 of the Gita with my Gita students. So we'll talk about this. What are your treasures? So, there are no greater treasures than the highest human qualities, such as compassion, courage, and hope. There are no such higher treasures than the human treasures. Compassion, courage, and hope. Not even a tragic accident or disaster can destroy such treasures of the heart. Happiness is a treasure. It is free if you can find it. And we're going to try to find it today. Where is this happiness stored? Where is it located? But when I say that, things that we wear are treasures of the body, but these qualities are treasure of the self. You lose your bangle, you lose your watch, you lose whatever it is you wear, right? It's as though we've lost everything. One day the body will be buried, or one day the body will be cremated. What will those treasures add value to? There is nothing for them to add value to anymore. They are no longer treasures because you can't wear them, right? You can't wear them. I told you once, I was doing a cremation, and the body, the dead man, he was wearing a Tag Heuer watch. Tag Heuer minimum $3,000, the cheap version. I said, Baya, are you going to take off the watch from the man? And, they said, no, he loved his Tag Heuer watch, so we're going to let him carry it. You're going to let him carry it where? Where are you going to let him carry it? I can't tell you what was going in my mind. But imagine being cremated with a Tag Heuer watch. We want to let him carry it. That was a very sad day for me, I tell you that. To watch a man being cremated with a Tag Heuer watch, right? Minimum $3,000 watch. Forget about price. Those things will last you a lifetime. They'll last you 40, 50 years. You don't have to buy anymore. But, after that, the body is cremated. There's nothing, it doesn't become a treasure anymore. So what are your true treasures? Your true treasures, according to our scripture, are compassion, courage, and hope. Those are a few things, right? We have a lot of treasures in life. Let's look at some of the other things here. So the Bhagavad Gita is going to talk to us now about a few things. Chapter 5, verse 24. Yontha sukho antararamas tathantar jyotirevachah sayogi brahma nirvanam brahma bhuto dhigarchati. Shri Krishna Bhagavan tells Arjuna, Arjun, yontha sukho antararamas. He who finds comfort within himself. We went through this verse the other day with the Gita kids, the Gita students rather, sorry. He who finds comfort within himself, who finds zest and delight within himself, no? Within, and whose light is within himself. Such a yogi, such a person who practices unity, having become God, attains absorption into God. You become absorbed into the Lord, right? Look at what I underlined there. Within himself. We are seeking comfort outwardly. What is it that will bring me comfort? And we go with things like comfort food, right? What is your comfort food? I get asked a lot these days. I don't know what, all food make me comfortable. Whatever you put, as long as it's vegetarian food, it makes me comfortable. You all know that. Anyways, so all food is comfort food for me. But we're looking for comfort food, which means that if you don't have the food, you're not comfortable. You're not comfortable. What else? He who finds zest and delight within himself. What brings you delight? What makes you zestful? Right? Is it a movie? Is it a theater? Is it a show? I don't know. But what if that doesn't exist? Right? Then what again? What again? We talk about light. And he whose light is within himself. We talked about the light inside. The light inside of you. The happiness inside of you. The God inside of you. The comfort inside of you is like a beautiful diya in a temple. Always steady and ready to serve everyone who comes. You know, the Indian folks, when they come in the temple, they have a habit. The first thing they do, however they come, whatever, the first thing they do, they bow and thing, and then they go to the diya and they take their darshan on the diya. It's a beautiful thing, right? Why do we do this? When the Panditji lights a diya and do it like this, whether it's Kyam Karpur Arti or Deep Arti, the Panditji does like this, right? Most times. And then we do like this. We take our hands and we do like this. Why do we do that? That Deepam, it's very symbolic of something very beautiful. That Deepam that we have circumambulated, we have used to place Arti on the Lord, that very Deepam that is present in front of Bhagwan, we take our hands and we say, Prabhu, let us internalize that deep. We take our hands and we place it like this. And it is our intent that as that diya has burned and brought light and vigor and so on to the Vigraha, it is our intent that that deepam goes inside of us and remain lighting. It remains lighting, which means that tomorrow, if it rains or if it is cold, which it will be, my diya inside of me, my light inside of me will still burn. Tomorrow, if someone has an opinion of me, my light will still be burning. Tomorrow, if the world has a disaster, my light inside of me will still be burning. Tomorrow, if I lose someone close or far or dear to me, my light inside will still be burning. Tomorrow, if there is a blackout, which we don't have in Canada, but if there is a blackout, a loss, complete loss of electricity, and the world externally is dark, inside of me, there will be my light burning. That is the reason we take our hands like this and we place over that light and we put it into our system so that it is burning inside of us, not externally. Not externally. Here, the Lord is telling us we have to find comfort within ourselves. Everything is within us, and everything must be sort of like that. Now, question is asked, who is a yogi? Is a yogi a person like this? You know, you see them meditating like this? Because the Lord says, such a yogi will come to me. Is that a yogi? Or for the children? Is that yogi? Huh? Is that yogi? You guys know him? God, you don't know Yogi Bear? Oh. You got to catch up on what I used to do. Mira, do you know Yogi? Yogi Bear. What is movie name? Huh? Yogi Bear? Oh. Yogi Bear. You can tell I had kids. Or I have kids. Yogi Bear. Right? His name was Yogi. But he is a different yogi. He's an external. He's a bhogi, really. He went after the bhojan of people. When they went for a picnic, he used to go and steal their lunch baskets. So he's not a yogi. He's a bhogi. That's what they call him. Right? Yogi is when you're internal. Bhogi is when you're external. So is he a yogi? I don't know if he's a yogi. Well, you have to look at the yogi. I think most of you have something like this in your home. I don't know. I'm assuming. But if you look into that thing, you will find a yogi. Because too often we are caught up searching for someone who looks in a certain way, and who walks in a certain way, or who dresses in a certain way, and we are forgetting that we are that person. You are forgetting that you are the yogi who practices a whole bunch of things that nobody else practices in life. What is it? The golden opportunity you're seeking in yourself. The golden opportunity you're seeking is in yourself. It is not in your environment. It is not in luck or chance. You know, good luck. It's not like that. Or the help of others. It's in yourself alone. Ordinary people find happiness only after obtaining the pleasurable objects of their desire, right? I will become happy when I get this. And then what happens when you get that? A month after, that becomes old. Your happiness has faded away. That's ordinary people. We obtain a pleasurable object, but those who are self-realized experience the flow of perennial joy. Last night at the temple here, actually yesterday plus last night, from 4 o'clock yesterday to this morning, I think 2 o'clock, there was a great revered sadhu from India who was here. He's a Tamil sadhu. And they believe him to be an incarnation of someone. And whatever he is, I don't know. I don't really follow that stuff too much. But what I was most impressed about, that the temple was filled with a whole bunch of Tamil people. From 4 o'clock yesterday to 2 o'clock this morning, the temple was packed with a bunch of Tamil South Indian people. And I watched the program a little bit live here and there. So what caught me though was that during the program they did a lot of beautiful chanting. They did a lot of beautiful chanting, and for almost an hour, the whole congregation, they held a thali like this in their hand. It was, I kind of like that stuff. They held a thali with some things. I didn't know what was inside. And he was doing sankalp. He was doing Mamo Bhakti Samasta Durichakcha Dwara Shri Parameshwara Prityartham, this and that. And he was telling them to, you know, pray for this and pray for that and reflect and all these things. And they did a lot of chanting, and they did a lot of prayers. They did Krishna Gayatri. They did Gayatri Mantra. They did Vishnu chanting and so on. It was very nice, you know. And then they got in the part where they start praising the guy and thing. I don't really care too much about that, but it was good. It was good vibration, I think, for the temple. But what those things do to you when you practice, do something, right? When you do something on a spiritual level or at a religious level, I know there is a distinction there, but anything on a religious or a spiritual level, it brings this to you. What we call perennial, self-realized experience, the flow of perennial joy. Perennial means you don't depend on a movie to bring you happiness. It's nice relaxation. You don't depend on something physical, treasure to bring you happiness. You are going to find happiness at a place where it will keep flowing and flowing and flowing. And ordinarily you find that you have become extraordinary where joy is concerned. No matter what is happening, you're joyful because you've tapped into the source of perennial happiness. These are the words of the Gita, my friends. These are the words of the Gita. And so it is said here, short-lived treasures. What are those? Short-lived treasures. This is very interesting. Yehi samsparshajo bhoga Govinda bolo Hari Gopal bolo Govinda bolo
Hari Gopal bolo
Radha Raman Hari Govind bolo
Radha Raman Hari Govind bolo
Govind bolo Hari Gopal 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 bolo
Radha Raman Hari Govind bolo
Radha Raman Hari Govind bolo
Yehi samsparscha bhogah dukkhayo nanyayevate andhyatavantah kaunteya nateshu ramate buddha Shri Krishna Govind Hare Murari He Nath Narayan Vasudeva
Krishna Govind Hare Murari He Nath Narayan Vasudeva
Oh He Nath Narayan Vasudeva He
Nath Narayan Vasudeva
Gita, chapter 5, verse 22. The short-lived treasures. The treasures that are in contact born are verily the source of pain. Anything that brings you happiness that are contact born. No? They have a beginning and they have an end. No wise man rejoices in them. No wise person. You have to have a little pleasure in life. What are the goals of life for a Hindu? Anybody knows? The 4 goals of life? What are they called? Hold on. What are they called? The 4 goals of human life for a Hindu. Come on. We are living life and we don't know what our goals are. The first is called dharma. The first goal of a human being, of a Hindu, is called dharma. You know what dharma is, right? A way of life, good way of life, religion, thing like that. Artha. What does artha mean? Artha means wealth. You gotta seek wealth. Third, kama. Kama means pleasures. Seek some pleasures. And the final state of life, or the goal of a Hindu life, is moksha or mukti. Dharma, artha, kama and moksha, they are all important in our lives. We must hold our dharma. Dharma na dusar satya samana, agama nigama purana bakhana. What is your dharma? Dharma na dusar, there is no other dharma in this world higher than truth. Truth is my dharma. Personally, my dharma is seva. This life is cut out to be a servant. In my next life, I'll be a king, that's fine. But this one here, I want to serve. I'd like to serve Bhagwan. I want to serve the Lord's creation. I want to serve the animals. I want to serve. This is my life. Dharma. Artha means wealth. You must accumulate wealth. The Bhagavatam tells us how you must use your wealth. You earn a certain amount of money. You put away a little bit for a rainy day. You put away some for your children, whatever it is. You invest some. You buy food. Buy some nice things. You have to have wealth. Don't think that wealth is a bad thing. Krishna Bhagavan came and established a fortune on this earth. So that's artha. Kama. Kama means pleasure, right? You have to live, you have to have a little pleasure in life. Pleasure means different things to different people, right? Some people find it pleasurable to go sightseeing, right? They want to go sightseeing, see the mountains, see the hills, see the temples, or see the big architecture, whatever it is. You have to have a little pleasure in life. That's a mix, part of the mix. So there's nothing wrong with it. What is wrong with it though is if we become a slave to pleasure, right? Eating is a pleasure. Having a get-together is a pleasure. Having a satsang is a pleasure. Praying is a pleasure, right? A little Christmas party is a pleasure. Whatever it is people find pleasure doing, you find pleasure. But when we become slaves to that pleasure, then what happens? It's not that anymore. You see what it says here? The treasures that are contact born are verily the source of pain. So anything we do that are contact born, and you make contact with it and it brings you some pleasure and happiness, then that's the very source of pain in our life. So have a little bit of everything, but don't become a slave to anything. The only one that we become a slave to is the Lord Himself. तेरी मर्जी का मैं हूँ गुलाम, मेरी अलबेली राम, तेरी मर्जी का मैं हूँ गुलाम, मेरी अलबेली राम मेरे मत वाले राम, अलबेली राम मेरे मत वाले श्याम, तेरी मर्जी का ओ तेरी मर्जी का मैं हूँ गुलाम, मेरी अलबेली राम, तेरी मर्जी का मैं हूँ गुलाम, मेरी अलबेली राम, मेरी अलबेली राम, मेरी अलबेली राम, तेरी मर्जी का मैं हूँ गुलाम, मेरी अलबेली राम. Ram, I will become a slave to you. I will become a slave to you. That word is a very strong word, but we have to use it in the context of our relationship with the Lord. Do not become a slave to pleasures. Do not become a slave to treasures. Pleasures and treasures. A little bit of it is good, but do not become a slave to it. Do not become a slave to it. And so what happens? If you want to become a slave, become one to the Lord. The next verse in the Gita that we talk about, how to access the internal treasures. Step 1, Bhagavad Gita. Asaknoti haiva yah sodhum prakshariram vimokshanat कामक्रोधोद्भवं वेगं सयुक्तः ससुखी नरः. And these everybody online as well who are with us. You can screenshot these things afterwards and so on. That's fine. Step 1, how to access the internal treasures. Saknoti heva yahasodham. He who is able to resist the impulse of desire and anger here. He who is able to resist the impulse of desire and anger here before he quits the body. He is a yogi and he is a happy person. We've got to do it here. Step 1 is to resist the impulse of desire and anger here before we quit the body. God has given us a pure soul and a body that has come with some karmas. When we go back, let us not go back being more angry than we came. Let us not go back, being more impulsive, more desirous than we came. Let us go back quitting those habits and becoming beautiful people. Step 2, he says, Sparsha kritva bahirbhamyas. I will leave the Sanskrit verse later, but shutting out all external sense organs, keeping the eyes and vision concentrated between the 2 eyebrows. The Lord is telling you how to meditate here. Shutting out all the sense organs, keeping the eyes and vision concentrated between the 2 eyebrows, suspending the inward and outward breath within the nostrils and so on, controlling the mind. The transcendentalists become free from desire, fear, and anger. One who is always in this state is continuously liberated. This is a very simple exercise we do at the temple. Let me tell you, I've gone through the hands of a lot of gurus in life, including meditation and yoga. And each person you ask about meditation, they will give you a different medication. They'll tell you their opinion about meditation. That's totally fine. You bring anybody here and you sit them and they know meditation, they will tell you something. The first thing they tell you is whatever you know is garbage, whatever they know is right. I'm open to that because I don't drink from everyone's cup. That's how you get poisoned. You take the cup but you don't drink from it. So everyone tells you a little story about meditation, right? And what it is. Lord Krishna is telling you how to do it. How do you keep away the external treasures? You have to go internal. Stay away from the external and go internal. And what does he say? This is in the Gita, chapter 5, verse 27, 28. He tells us a very simple way. Close out the external sense organs, which means you sit down like this, put away your food, put away your contacts, put away your phone, put away your TV, whatever it is, or not, sit away from it, and sit in a place where you have very little contact with the external world. It could be, our Muslim brothers, they have meditation rooms built in at their home. When I was working at TD, I remember being a bit of a problematic person there. I was not even an employee. I was a contractor, as I am now. So the Muslim brothers had a meditation room. And there I was sitting and watching them do namaz and all this kind of thing. So I went to HR and I asked for a yoga room. I want to meditate. They say, is this part of your religion? I said, of course. It's a global religion. Meditation is not a Hindu thing. Meditation is not a Muslim thing. Meditation is not a white or a brown thing. Meditation is a global language. Everybody meditates. So I say, I want a room for meditation. Right? And, after back and forth, they got to justify whatever it is. They had a little meeting room, a little, something that you don't book for meeting and things. I said, there you go, meditation room, they'll relabel it. Silent room. So silence good. We can live with that. But meditation, you sit in a place where you are not disturbed by the external forces. Because every day we go out, we have everybody giving us their opinion. If you have a cough, everybody has a medication for you, right? You bile this, bile that, drink ginger, drink haldi, not drink this, not drink that. Then you sneeze a little bit, everybody got a little medication for you. You say your head is hot, they'll tell you. So what happens? Everybody want to be so helpful, and there are thousands of opinions people are giving you about yourself. What you should do, how to lose weight, how not, all that kind of thing. And so everybody has an opinion of how you should live your life. Everybody has an opinion how you should live your life. Right? And guess what? You are listening to everyone's opinion, but you're not listening to your opinion. You must have an opinion about yourself. And in life, that is the only opinion which matters. You will have different treasures wearing all over the place, but the only treasure matters is the one that is internal. So how are we going to tap into it if we're just focusing external? We must go inside. Our Hindu, or mostly West Indian Hindus, most of us have a puja room at our home. It's a place where you go and you sit in silence. If you know puja now, you just sit down there, close your eyes. And hopefully if you've done proper work there, it will be a bit of a distraction from the external world. The Lord says, He give you a bit of a process here. Sit down, close, and just focus between the eyebrows. You can look at Shiva, you can look at Durga, Ma, Hanumanji Maharaj, or whoever it is. And close your eyes and let them be your center point of focus. By doing that, you are tapping into the internal treasures, because deep within the self, we will find compassion. Deep within the self, we will find happiness. Not in anybody else. Deep within yourself, you will find that. So Lord Krishna says, that is step 2. And so we want to summarize what we have learned today, because sometimes the katha is too long. I know I always like to overtalk and sing, but we're going to summarize a little bit. What are treasures? Your treasures are not, your treasures are not what you wear physically. Your treasures are what you carry internally. Don't let anyone put out your light. Don't let anyone darken your space. Don't let anyone cloud your vision. Don't let anyone do that. You are your own treasure. You are a treasure. And so, what are the treasures? We talk about that. How to access the treasure. You have to access internally by closing out outside. We talk about short-lived desires. What we think bring us happiness, they're all short-lived, right? I'm an extremely happy man when I have a nice coffee, nice warm coffee in my hand. But I know as I'm sipping the coffee and it goes to the last drop, that's it. My happiness, my last drop gone, done, right? There used to be a coffee place one time. Their motto was delicious or something to the last drop. I think it was second cup. Y'all remember that? Second cup? Tasty or something to the last drop. That's how I find it. I try my best not to, anyway, I won't tell you. But you know when you're driving and you have that cup of coffee, and it tastes so nice, and you're driving and you're like driving and you're finishing off like this. I have seen it so many times, people do that stuff. And I says, as much I like coffee, I'll never do that. It's like they're driving like this and it's last drop, they gotta finish off. Isn't that called distracted driving? I think it's worse than the cell phone thing, but I don't know. Anyways, control yourself. Short-lived desires, they're all contact-born. All this, they're all contact-born. But still, I think it is nice for a man or a lady to wear a wristwatch. It's a good thing. It's very hard to tell people that time is up. When you're talking to somebody, it's very hard to say, you know what, time is up, you took half an hour of my time. But you know what's easy? When you're talking to them, hey, yeah, I know, thank you very much. The minute you make like this, they get it. The minute you make like this, they get it. They know time is up. They know you got to go some space. I met Thakurji here who came and read Bhagavad a couple of times in the temple. He's from India. So he wear his watch upside down like this. So he wear, which I don't like, but I try it sometimes. So he wears it up like this, upside down. He's a very gentle guy, very polite man. So I asked him, Thakurji, why do you wear your watch like that? I'm very interesting. Actually, John Wick wears his watch like this too. You know John Wick, right? He wears his watch like this. So I said, why do you wear your watch like this? He said, Beta, I am sitting there talking and their katha minimum is 3 hours. So he said, I don't want to be disrespectful to people by, looking like this and telling them that, I spoken long. So he says, when I want to check the time, I says, Bole Shri Krishna Chandra Bhagavan ki Jai. And there is it. His time is right here. Bole Shri Krishna Chandra Bhagavan ki Jai. And that's how he manages his time, because he doesn't have cell phone and all this kind of thing. So still wear your watch. It's a nice thing. But don't let it, be your treasure. That's my katha for you today, my friends. I hope and pray that may you all be the gem that you are and the treasure that you are, and may you all maintain beautiful, beautiful values inside of you. Bole Shri Krishna Chandra Bhagavan ki Jai. Siyavar Ramachandra ki Jai. Mahatma Gandhi says one last thing here. Happiness is when what you think, what you say, and what you do are in harmony. What you think, what you say, and what you do are in harmony. Jai Jai Radha Raman Hari Bol. 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 Jai Jai Radha Raman Hari Bol.
Jai Jai Radha Raman Hari Bol.
Govind bolo Hari Gopal bolo.
Govind bolo Hari Gopal bolo.
Radha Raman Hari Govind bolo.
Radha Raman Hari Govind bolo.
Govind bolo Hari Gopal bolo.
Govind bolo Hari Gopal bolo.
Radha Raman Hari Govind bolo.
Radha Raman Hari Govind bolo.
Jai Jai Radha Raman Hari Bol. 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 प्रेम से बोलो श्री कृष्ण चंद्र भगवान की जय. Some quick announcements. One of the, at least the greatest day of the year is coming up on April 22nd, which is Akshay Tritiya. That is next Saturday. So that's a day, Akshay Tritiya is a day for starting a new venture, but more so, it's a beautiful, beautiful day, very auspicious day for prayers. On Akshay Tritiya, we usually do very detailed puja at the temple. This year being a Saturday, we will do it in the morning. So 8 a.m. on Saturday, April 22nd, that's coming up, we'll be doing Akshay Tritiya puja here, mainly to Vishnu Bhagwan and Mahalakshmi. Being a Saturday, we'll do Hanuman puja and Shivji puja as well. So it is, if you can read up on Akshay Tritiya a lot, the third day of the month of anyway, Vaishak. So we encourage all of you to come out. It will be about 2.5, 3 hours of puja. By 11 o'clock, we'll leave here because we got to go program in the evening to sing but I'm hoping to see you. Come on out. This is how our sadhana, helps our soul. So we hope you can come. And of course, in the evening, Bhakti Sangeet is at 6 p.m. We have tickets available in the puja store. This is not our temple program. We are doing this to support Radha Krishna Mandir. And I'll be singing at the program, whatever I know. So please come on out and let's raise some funds for the temple. You only have to buy a ticket and get in there. Myself and Pandit Nara Gosai and Pandit Neil Dev Prasad and some other very talented young people will be singing and playing some nice music for all of you. It's going to be beautiful, so come on out and support the program. Then also we have our Mother's Day dinner coming up on May 7th. That is a Sunday here at the temple. Tickets are available in the puja store, and we are meeting with the volunteers today to plan how we can sell the tickets and plan the Mother's Day show. It is done by the local people at the temple here, so you can bring your mothers out and enjoy a very quiet evening in a very controlled environment where you don't have alcohol and other things to worry about. You just have, well, unless you like those things. Anyways, so it's a beautiful, nice evening. If you all to come out, 3 o'clock, by 6 o'clock we finish, go home. May 7th. And also on our walkathon is scheduled for June 10th. We know how nice that is. You come out and walk and burn a lot of calories, and afterward you come back at the mandir and feed you cook-up rice to make up all the calories for what you've burned. This year we'll dedicate the walkathon. We're dedicating the walkathon to mental health awareness. I would like us to contribute some of those funds to a mental health awareness program. So we're going to be talking about that coming up. So June 10th is that event, and we're hoping to see all of you. June 24th is our Mahamrityunjay Havan for 24 hours. We have this every year. Last year we had it for 12 hours because I was busy. But this year we have it outside as usual, 24 hours. Yeah, 24 hours of Mahamrityunjay Havan. Come on out. We start Saturday morning and we finish Sunday morning. It's usually very beautiful, and there is no fee for it. People sign up. You have to book your spot with your families, and please book nighttime spot too, because it's very energetic in the night. I don't want to be left here alone and sleep away. So 24 hours. Yeah, if you've never done it before, please come on out. It's very nice. And we finish Sunday morning. Afterwards, we bring all the kalashas and the Beit Shivji. That's how we keep the energies in this temple. There's no fee for it, as I mentioned. No 108, no 54. You come and you donate whatever you want to. And if you don't want to donate, it's totally up to you. We don't, put pressure on people for those things. But you must book it so that we know who's coming and we reserve a spot for you. We've done this many times, so you know how it goes. The link will be up soon for that in a few days. That's all the announcements we have for today. So thank you very much. May Bhagwan bless all of you. And next week, Sunday as well, just to not to remind, but to let you know, next week Sunday, we're doing a general cleaning of the temple. Now, who's going to do that? Whose temple is this? All of us temple. So all of us are going to come next week. You're going to come for service. And after service, if you want to change out your cleaning clothes, fine. I'll be doing that. I have a youth meeting next week with all the youths as well of the temple. All of you are invited if you want to participate in the youth activities. We've got to build internal treasures here and teach our young people how to keep those treasures in their life. And part of those treasures is doing seva to our community. Our youths in the last group, they are now grown. They have jobs, they have families, some of them. So we're building up a new set of youths to carry on the community and to help them, to learn from what the other youths have done. They have done a fabulous job, the youths before this group here. They have done a fabulous job. They actually raised about $7,000 in their last project before COVID to buy a commercial dishwasher. So we have the money, and now that people are coming out back, we want to give people to eat in plate rather than paper plate. So in order to do that, we have to get a commercial dishwasher. We have the money, just now we have to get it done. So next week, Sunday, all the youths are invited to come for the meeting at 12 o'clock. And then, while that is happening, all of you are going to come and we're going to clean this place. Inside and out, downstairs, all over the place, spring cleaning. It got to be done for the temple. So all of you who are listening as well, don't wait for an invitation. You have to clean your home. And this is your home. It is clean mostly, but we have a lot of work to do. So please come on out next week and I'll be part of your team as well. Thank you all very much. Bhog finished? Acha. Stand up for Aarti, everyone. Om Yani Kani Chapapani Janmantar Kritani Cha Tani Sarvani Nashyantu Pradakshinam Pade Pade.
Om Jai Jagadish Hare Swami Jai Jagadish Hare Jai Jagadish Hare Swami Jai Jagadish Hare Bhakt Janon ke sangat Das Janon ke sangat Shal mein dur kare Om Jai Jagadish Hare Jo ध्यावे फल पावे दुख बिन से मन का स्वामी दुख बिन से मन का सुख संपत्ति घर आवे सुख संपत्ति घर आवे कष्ट मिटे तन का ओम जय जगदीश हरे मात पिता तुम मेरे शरण कहूँ मैं किसकी स्वामी शरण कहूँ मैं किसकी के सेवा ओम जय जगदीश हरे तन मन धन सब है तेरा स्वामी सब कुछ है तेरा तेरा तुझको अर्पण तेरा तुझको अर्पण ज्ञान आगे मेरा ओम जय जगदीश हरे ओम जय जगदीश हरे ओम जय जगदीश हरे
ॐ कायेन वाचा मनसेन्द्रियर्वा बुद्ध्यात्मना वा प्रकृतिस्वभावात् करोमि यद्यत् सकलं परस्मै नारायणायेति समर्पयामि त्वमेव माता च पिता त्वमेव त्वमेव बन्धुश्च सखा त्वमेव त्वमेव विद्या द्रविणं त्वमेव त्वमेव सर्वं मामदेव देव कर्पूरगौरं करुणावतारं संसारसारं भुजगेन्द्रहारं सदा वसन्तं हृदयारविन्दे भवं भवानी सहितं नमामि मङ्गलं भगवान् विष्णु मङ्गलं गरुडध्वजा मङ्गलं पुण्डरीकाक्षो मङ्गलायतनो हरिं सर्वे भवन्तु सुखिनः सर्वे सन्तु निरामया सर्वे भद्राणि पश्यन्तु मा कश्चित् दुःखभाग् भवेत् गुरुर्ब्रह्मा गुरुर्विष्णु गुरुदेवो महेश्वरा गुरुसाक्षात् परब्रह्म तस्मै श्रीगुरवे नमः असतो मा सद्गमय तमसो मा ज्योतिर्गमय मृत्योर्मामृतं गमय ओम शांति 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 हरि ओम। बोले गणपति भगवान की, पवन सुत हनुमान की, सियावज रामचंद्र की, वृंदावन बिहारी लाल की, श्री जगदम्बिका माता की। नमः पार्वती पतये। हर 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 महादेव शंभो। सत्य सनातन धर्म की सब कोई जय जय।
Please take arti and prasad at the door, and also invite everybody for bhojan downstairs. Thank you.